me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is 13th of March, 2024. I've been taunted and pestered and bothered all day. Mr. Perry, you in 13 years, I met you in 2010 and not once has there been a date. I don't like you. You do everything that just makes my skin crawl and my stomach turn. If you liked women, you would do what women like. Women don't like being peeped on and sold and raped. Watching a woman in the privacy of her home is rape. It's illegal for a reason. If you do things that are illegal, that means people don't like it when you do that. So tonight he's taunting me. We're going to go ahead and frame you with that murder. We have a video. He's typing that in my phone because he hacked my phone or cloned it. So if you do a test on my phone, it's not going to show anything. It's going to be on his phone. This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. We do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for legal standard, the proximate cause legal standard. Mr. Perry's stalking me and hacking me and peeping. He shouldn't even know what I'm doing. And he never shuts up. All day long, it's the same old boring. Is it Al? Who's telling on me? Who's my leaks? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Is it Mays County? Is it El Paso? Who's catching my crime? I'm like, oh my God. Dear God, when you're gone, finally that stops. There won't be any more. Everything's a thing and everything's a problem. All you do is make problems and everybody's tired of that. And pester and torment and pester. Is it getting you a date? Do you have a real love life? You're nothing more than a rejected fail. Just stupid. You can't figure out how to move on. Everybody else moves on. You can't. It's pathetic. So, but for Mr. Perry stalking and trying to cause problems for me and trying to cause loss for me, and at this point, it's trying to discredit me, is the goal of today, according to police recordings and what Mr. Perry chimes in as well. We get information from both. Police recordings comes from leaks and wiretap orders, and then Mr. Perry types shit in my phone. Sometimes he'll tell on himself. We have a video. Do ya? It's not of me. You made me broke. I can't afford to do shit. You got to pay for gasoline, remember? So, Mr. Perry, I don't like you. You don't even want me to like you. Because if you wanted me to like you, you wouldn't do every nasty, disgusting, vulgar, obscene, illegal thing on the planet to me. You don't do things for me to try to make me like you. You do things to me. I'm a victim. You're the criminal. Didn't start out that way. I was supposed to help you get elected because you serial killer types like attention. You're grandiose thinking. So the best way to have a bunch of undercovers go to you and ask you a question any fucking time they want without you getting wise to it is you think it's a voter or somebody giving you money for your campaign. You've talked to several and had no idea. As good as sting up as I am, they're better. So apply the but for in the legal blah blah. I assert all constitutional rights, especially but not limited to equal protection, to the laws against stalking, hacking, peeping, coercion, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce with intent to coerce, your unwanted contact, your harass and pester and bother, harass and pester and bother. You ask me these questions like you think I'm gonna help you. Have I ever? You've been asking these questions for years. And I've never helped you. We all want you gone. You don't get it. Everybody's sick of you. We don't have any problem getting information from right inside your criminal organization. Nobody will tell you fuck. Is it Al? Is it Jim? Is it your kids? Nobody answers that, do they? What's always my answer? I'm not told that, and I wouldn't help you if I was. Nobody's going to help you. Everybody wants for you to be gone. Nobody's going to compromise anything that will make you be gone. Never have, never will. We control the flow of information. You can't even control yourself. Low IQ and no impulse control. None. You can't control yourself. Your conduct is extremely inappropriate. It's bizarre. It's strange-o. It's vulgar. It's disturbing. It's depraved. And you should be embarrassed. And it's very concerning that you're not. Everyone else is. Why aren't you? I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions, creepster. You're pathetic. You know, you have to look around at guys that can get a date, a real one with me. They don't do what you do. I dated a lot of men, Mr. Perry. We actually had actual sex. I actually held their hand. We actually went on a real life date. I liked them. They didn't peep. They didn't get creepy. They didn't play with dolls. They didn't act like a girl. They didn't, do every strange job. They didn't invade my privacy. They didn't butt into things that wasn't their business. They respected boundaries. They respected me. They respected the law. And they made sure I didn't miss a meal. And you do everything opposite. So you're not trying to attract me. You're trying to force me to lie. And you think you're bait. So our shrink says long time ago, Mr. Perry is very delusional. I think he's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia, because you have to say the same thing to him over and over. He still doesn't get it. He's got some kind of aging degenerative disease. He's very mentally ill, severely mentally ill, and severely mentally retarded. He can't understand a word you say. He always responds like he has no idea what you said. Then you got to repeat, and then you got to repeat, and then you got to repeat. He still doesn't get it. So why would a man, she's telling the judge, why would a man do, there's a reason they had a meeting with the judge about your mental status, because there were questions as to whether or not you understood what you're doing is a criminal act. So there was a meeting, sir, before an order was signed off on. And that meeting involved her watching everything you do to me, evaluating everything you've done to me. And why in the fuck does anyone do that? And especially have the expectation of getting a date. When you do everything, she said, he does everything she hates. And when he knows she hates it, he does it even more. Well, why would anyone do that if they're trying to attract that person? You do what they like. You and I are both happily married. When you attracted your wife, did you do everything she hated? Or did you do things she liked? Well, clearly I did what she liked. And likewise with my husband, and he with me. So why is this man doing every repulsive, nasty, disgusting thing on the planet that no normal person could think of if they had to, expecting there to be a date at some point? And so in that way, it looks like he's unable to understand what a date is. Like he's unable to understand what people do. If they like you, they do what you like, and he can't seem to understand that. So I'm evaluating whether or not he understands what you're doing is a criminal act. And here's the thing. He is trying to force her to lie. He's constantly intimidating her. He's constantly asking who told on me. He's constantly trying to find out who we are. He's constantly trying to find out who his leaks are. So yes, he does know what he's doing is illegal. He does know the consequences. He just wants to know how she found out. So he's fully aware that what he's doing is a criminal act. And he's trying to force her to lie about it. The delusion is his belief that she would. And that if he can make her life a living hell, that would force her to, against her will. And then she'd be believed in a court of law. He continuously intimidates her. He continuously threatens her. He continuously carries out a lot of those threats, believing that she will be coerced to lie. So there's where we see the delusion. He continually asks who his leaks are, even though she's answered that again and again, and she'll answer it 2 and 3 and 4 times a day. He shouldn't be talking to her at all. It's very inappropriate. Yet he never leaves her alone. So I'm seeing the delusion, but I'm seeing a man who wants very desperately for her to lie. Very desperately to know who told on him. So he is fully aware he's done something illegal, and he's scrambling around trying to cover it up. So I do believe he's competent to stand trial for that reason. And so the judge signed the order. Later we find out Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease. It causes paranoia, delusion, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. He can't reason. He can reason good enough, though. So, it was good enough to get that order signed. So she had it right way back when. We just didn't have a diagnosis. Now we know the diagnosis. Because when Mr. Perry contacts me and threatens me and harasses me and tries to coerce me, we find out more. You piss off your leaks. You piss that judge off. You piss off the cops trying to get all this stuff. Everybody starts working harder. Everybody gets more info. So we have intel from inside your criminal organization nobody else has. And so when you try to accomplish a goal, I want to eat. Then I go to my fridge and I look in my fridge. Is there food? Nope, there's no food. Then I have to go to the grocery store. So I get in my car. If Mr. Perry lets me have any money, because he wants to starve me until I lie. He's told everybody that'll listen, I'm going to take everything she has and starve her until she lies. And he'll type in my phone, you're broke. I have a house in Houston. You're broke. I made you broke. I made you broke. I'll give you my house in Houston. But you got to lie. Lie. Lie for me. Please lie. Come here. Come lie. Come to Texas and lie. And I'm just going, wow. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. I've said no. Now you're just pissing me off. So tonight it was, we're still going to frame you for a murder. And then my guys go, yeah, they're talking about how tall are you. They're talking about tainted crime scene. That's coming in while he's typing. We're sitting here watching him type in your phone. So they're going to put all that together for a case against you, Mr. Perry. Who's they? Nobody will tell you. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. Nothing else happens but that. It has been that way for a decade. Not just a week, not a day, not a month, not a year. A decade, 10 years. Day after day after day. It's the same old thing. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. When you contact me, we get more. We find out more. When you contact me, we find out more. Mr. Perry, when you contact me, we find out more because you're pissing people off. You're showing a deep disrespect and a disregard for the law. Complete disregard for the law. Anybody heard the word malfeasance? Mr. Kunzweiler? Mr. Perry, my guys, not Tulsa police, police from somewhere else, are sitting and watching him type these threats in my phone. We're going to frame you for the murder. Who's telling on me? Jim? Is it Jim? Typing that in my phone. Actually thinking I might answer that. Why would I answer that? We all want him gone. I'm not going to answer that. At the same time, they're telling me, yeah, they're talking about it right now. Wanting to know how tall you are. They're also talking about a tainted crime scene. And so they're all, he is telling the truth. They are trying to frame me for a murder. Here's the thing. Here's where I've gone since I've been in Oklahoma. Work, take my son to school. Then I go to school, but I do that at home. I do online school, college. I'm in my third year of criminal justice. On the forensics, we've studied forensics. I also grew up in a home of 4 generations of police. We know what we've known. I know quite a bit about forensics. I will tell you this. Guess what we studied in my forensics class? They no longer like to use fingerprints. You know why? You can duplicate somebody's fingerprint. I watched a video on how you do that. They showed it in one of our classes. So now what they prefer to do is do a scan of the hand that shows the inside of your hand in the veins, because everybody has a very unique pattern of veins in your hand. So that's what they like to use now for identification, especially in high security places. If you want to use that for entry, you don't use the fingerprint anymore. They're using the vein scan. I've studied all that. I've gone to work, school, take my child to school, the grocery, the laundry. Once in a while I've gone to the bar. It's a bar here in Tulsa. Once in a while I've gone to dinner, but that's very rare, and somebody's with me. I go to dinner with somebody. I don't go by myself. When I was door dashing, I would stop at a restaurant in the area I was door dashing and eat. I got receipts. I've got, charges on my bank account showing I was eating. And that's pretty much it. Because you made sure I can't trust anybody to have a friend to go anywhere with. I don't have a thing with anger management. I've had 2 girls at work threaten to beat the fuck out of me. And you know what my response was? I don't have the need to prove anything to you, that I'm a tough guy or something. You want to hit me, go ahead. I'm going to let you hit me. And then I'm going to have you put in jail for assault. And both of them walked off and never bothered me again. If you get anywhere near me, because you've tried to kill me a couple of times, and I'm not going to wait to see if you have a gun, a chloroform rag, or a syringe on you, I will beat the hell out of you. But I did warn you that. And I also said, make sure you wear a football helmet. And if you want to talk to me, if you want to threaten me, do it to my face. But you better stand about 500 feet away with your football helmet on and your nut cup. Okay? Period. I've warned you. I've told you. Here's how the deal is. I don't go where you are. You always come where I am. I moved twice to get away from you and not be where you are and not have to hear what you think and how you feel and what you want. I think you're a monster. I think you're grotesque. I think you're disturbed. I think you're depraved. And I can't wait till they arrest you and we don't have to deal with you anymore. All you do is make trouble. People don't like problems. They don't like drama. They don't like stress, anxiety, fear. They don't like sadness. And you do nothing but cause all that. One big ball of negative energy. So we can get information, sir, and you cannot. Everybody wants that gone. All that gone. You and that with you. Everything's a thing and everything's an ordeal. And things that should take 5 minutes, you make it take hours. And everybody's sick and tired of it. Everybody's sick and tired of you. I'm going to frame you for a murder. Somebody already, I guess it was Richard, already said, I can't put her at the scene. I don't even know how this person was murdered. I don't know who was murdered. I don't even know if I've ever met this individual. I don't know the manner of murder. I don't know shit about it. What I know is that Mr. Perry's threatened for a long time to frame me for a murder. There was a girl that looked similar to me. The witnesses said she was quite a bit heavier than me. She had darker skin than me and blonder hair. My hair is a whiter blonde, hers is a blonder blonde. Then all of a sudden I had people trying to get me to tan, and people asking specifically. Here's the thing. I've colored my hair for years. I'm 53. I'm not 10. I'm not 15. I'm not 20. I'm 53 years old. I've colored my hair for a really long time. So I've had people say, I like your hair color. It's cool. I've never had anybody in my entire life say, I want the brand and the color specifically you used. I had somebody do that for the first time in my life. A couple of months ago. About 6 months ago. So why would anybody want that information unless you're going to alter evidence, which doesn't change the color of her hair and her skin color and the weight of her and me on the day of the murder? Does it? So when you start altering evidence, that is evidence in and of itself. We've already seen when you try to cover up a murder, like when you had me poisoned with arsenic and then false arrested, you obstructed justice and destroyed my evidence. The same thing happened to Mike Neely. You kind of suck at framing people with a murder. It's not like you're good at it. You failed twice now. Michael Neely's gonna go home. You have no idea what's about to happen to you and him, for him. You don't know. You know that you want to know who your leaks are and how I find out that you had Huntington's disease, and nobody will help you. I've never helped you. Why would I start now? We all want you gone. Nobody's going to compromise the people and the efforts that they've done all these years to make you be gone. Why would we do that? We want you gone. We don't want to help you. We want to help them. We can get information. You can't. You're not even looking at what's happening. That's why the guy said Mr. Perry's oblivious. He's in a lot of trouble. He acts like he didn't know. So tonight, what we're documenting, this is the but-for legal standard, the proximate cause legal standard. He's trying to cause me a problem. He's tormenting and taunting, and he's hacked my phone, or cloned it, and he's sitting there typing in it. I'm going to frame you for a murder. I'm going to frame you for a murder. Is it Jim? Is Jim telling on me? Is it your kids? Is it your family? Who's telling on me? And I'm just like, oh my God, here we go again. My guy's like, he is. They're talking about it right now. How tall is she? The crime scene's tainted. We'll have to deal with that. So they are. We're listening to him talk about it right now. They are trying to frame you for that murder. Murder of who? I think it was Richard already. He said, I don't think I can even put her at the crime scene. And the guy said, she's going to have a public defender. What difference does it make? And he said, have you met her? Oh, he goes, the public defender won't think of that. And he goes, have you met her? She solved Mike's thing. It's just a matter of time. He'll go home. And have you met her? She'll figure it out. She'll think of it. She'll unravel your lie in about 2 seconds. So don't tell me it's just a public defender. You're not thinking. Somebody is, or he wouldn't have said that. Right? We heard that in July of 2022. We have that recording, Mr. Perry. So who is it you think you're fooling? You're oblivious to how much trouble you're in. We started using the word oblivious yesterday because we heard somebody that was looking over this whole thing use the word oblivious, that you're oblivious to reality. Basically what he said. Today we heard they're trying to discredit her, so they went through Mike Neely's case with a fine-tooth comb, and guess what they found? What? Not one injury anywhere. She's right. Mr. Perry, you're just creepy. You don't get women to like you being creepy. There's no man ever that I've dated being cruel or creepy. You're rejected for a decade, every day. Rejected. You're not liked. I don't like you. I don't think you're hot and sexy. I don't have any feelings for you but deep disgust. But you're not trying to make me like you, are you? Because if you're trying to get somebody to like you, do what they like. Right? Our shrink told the judge that. She said, I don't go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. And he went around telling everybody, I'm going to starve her until she lies. So you tell me he can't figure out he's doing something illegal. Yeah, he does. He's fully aware he's doing something illegal. And he's going to try to force her to lie, even by deprivation of food and shelter, to coerce her. He's fully aware he's doing something illegal. So the delusion is that she'd go for that. She'll do without food. She's not going to lie. And then, because she knows we're going to charge him for that. And she knows what we're doing right now to make that stop. Here's the thing. You've taken everything I have. Every fucking thing I have worked all my life for, or that was special to me, or that meant anything at all, you took it. You took relationships. You've caused problems between my family and I. You've alienated me from my family. Because you threatened them, thinking they're leaking. So I've stayed away from them, so you can't make that accusation. Because you threatened to get the EPA and the IRS after my cousin and my uncle. And I'm not going to have that, so I've stayed away from them so you don't hurt them. And you've alienated me from my family and my kids. And I don't think that's cute. I don't. When you're in prison, I'm going to come and ask you, is it cute now? And I don't know what the deal is with Fabian. When you're in jail, he and I will figure that out, if we decide to. That's between me and him, isn't it? You guys all think we're talking through these guys. We heard you talking about it. He's not seeing anybody. She's not seeing anybody. I think they're talking through these through these guys helping her. I think Bossier City's involved. And I think they're pretty damn committed to each other. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. I'm not going to confirm or deny shit. It's none of your business, one way or the other, is it? That's butting in again, just like the puzzle. Just like the puzzle depicts, that you're nothing but a little butt in. Always want to be, never the one wanted. For 10 years. Every day, because you're a monster. And everybody's sick of your cruelty. And everybody's sick of your creepy. And everybody's sick of having to deal with you and all your problems. Comes up to Oklahoma and does nothing but make problems. And he won't leave. His family wants him home, and he still won't leave. He gets caught, and gets everybody else caught with him, and he still won't fucking leave. And she's not changing her mind. Because the more nasty you get, the more I hate your guts. So, our shrink is like, he likes deviant men. Because the things I'm seeing him do, that's what deviant men like, not women. I think that he's very, very attracted to deviant men. And I think that's part of his crime causation. He's a sex weirdo, just like BTK. He gets off on hurting people. And he's addicted to getting off on hurting people. But that's not how you get a woman to like you. But the thing is he's really, really trying to force her to lie. That is his goal. That's the goal. That's what he's trying to do. And she won't lie. He's not trying to get a date. She said, I don't go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. He's going around telling everybody I'm going to starve her till she lies. And that's what he's trying to do. She's broke. So, what I'm seeing is a man who's fully conscious and aware. Despite being delusional. Despite living in cuckoo land all the time and can't tell, can't tell shit. Doesn't know shit about shit. Can't understand a fucking thing you say. He understands this. He's doing something illegal. And he thinks if she lies, that'll cover it all up. And he's trying to force her to do it against her will. So, he knows he's breaking the law. He doesn't care. He's doing things to try to cover up what he's done. So he knows it was wrong. And that is an act showing consciousness of guilt. He's perfectly capable of standing trial. So the judge signed the orders. For whatever it was because they're going to limit, I believe, what they said to me is they're going to limit some of the investigatory orders signed depending on your mental status. And your mental status is fine when it comes to showing consciousness of guilt. So, that's what she said. And that's been a couple of years ago. And we get more. We find out more. We did tonight. While you're typing in my phone, we're gonna frame you for the murder. We're gonna frame you for the murder. We're gonna frame you for the murder. Then my guys go, they're talking about your height right now. They're talking about the crime scene being tainted or something being tainted. So they are trying to frame you. We're listening to them talk about it right now. Remember, we always get the information before you do it, not after. So if I know about it, you did something illegal, or I wouldn't know about it. There's a lot of things about your life that I don't know about. It's not relevant to me. I don't give a fuck. I only know about the things that are relevant to me. You only get caught when you do the crime to me. Why is that? Anybody think that through? So the guy says, I can't even put her at the crime scene. She didn't have any friends. It's not like I can go to her friends and go, has she ever been here? Did y'all ever go here together? She didn't have any. He fucked with all her friendships. So she didn't even talk to anybody. She didn't trust anybody. Not anybody. Then we try to get her back out to that club, and they got all new people in there, and we think now, if he'll just lay low and not come at her with a bunch of weird shit and asshole shit, maybe she'll start trusting the people she works with, and she'll let some things slip as far as who these guys are helping her. Something. And kind of let her guard down. Maybe hang out with them a little bit. But nope. Went right back at her. So now he fucked that up already. Calvin did that, I hear. Calvin did that. Calvin is a mean bitch, and he's very, very hated. lot of people hate him. We don't have any problem getting what he just said either. So I'm documenting all that for our case. Because we're going to show you're doing this shit against my will. I don't like Charles Perry. I don't like him. He's trying to make me lie against my will. He's trying to make me go with him against my will. I said no. I said, you're going to have to fucking kidnap me, and that's a whole nother crime. And then I'll beat the hell out of you. You get anywhere near me, I will beat the fuck out of you. And I don't beat people up. I've never hit anybody in my life. My little sister and I used to hit each other when we were little. Little kids do that. Since that time, nothing, nobody. I don't beat people up. I'm not a violent person. You're a dangerous man. You've tried to kill me. You get anywhere near me, because I'm not going to wait to see what weapon you might have on you. You better have a football helmet on you, and you better not get anywhere close to me. If you have something to say it to my face, but you're going to have to yell it from 500 feet away, because then I will beat the fuck out of you. So whatever happened to this girl? Was she shot? Was she beat? If you're going to kill somebody, you got to be angry at them. I don't even know who this is. I don't have friends. I haven't since I got here. I don't socialize. I never have since I got here. Once in a while I would go to breakfast with the girls that I work with. I can count on one hand when I've done that. One hand. I was a single mom. I worked. I had no time. I don't have any money. Every penny that I had went to take care of my child. And then when he moved away, Mr. Perry even made my income go lower. He's stealing my money. I can barely eat. I was homeless. I've been homeless most of the time since last summer. He told everybody on the planet, I'm going to make her broke. I'm going to make her homeless. She's easier to traffic like that. Everybody knew. You act like nobody knew. Everybody knew. We had it. We had emails about it, and a lot of them. We've got emails about you trying to frame me for a murder, to discredit me, and a lot of them. You went through Mike's case, or somebody did, to try to find some injury on him, and didn't find shit. The guy said we looked in the hospital reports, we looked in the police reports, we looked everywhere. Not a mark on the guy. She's right. We looked through his case trying to discredit her. But the thing is, she's right. Not a mark on him. He wasn't in a fight. If you're going to be in a fight, especially one that ends up and the other person is dead due to internal decapitation, you have to have a mark on you. You have to. So, Mr. Perry, you're making matters worse for yourself. Somebody said that today. She had a BMW when she got here, and he ruined it. And then he makes sure she gets clunker, junker cars, and then he ruins them. Every car she's had since she got here, he's ruined it, or tried to. Since she got to Oklahoma 9 years ago, he's ruined every good thing. Every fucking good thing. And so, that might be why nobody will help him. She can get information and he can't. We don't have leaks, you do. We're naming your people. You don't have not one name of any of our guys. And you can't quote one meeting. We quote you guys. I quoted you just a minute ago for tonight. Right? So, at what point are you going to figure out? When you cause me a problem, when you do the crime to me, you get caught. It's been that way every day since the McNamara email. Because everybody fucking hates you. I matter, sir. You do not. And I said that when I first got home. When you did the first false arrest that you threatened, and I told everybody, he's threatening me with false arrest. I said it in October 2015. I wrote the U.S. Attorney about it in August 2015. And you didn't do it until January. I didn't even file the police report yet. You carried out a threat. You made a threat. You do it all day, every day. Threaten and threaten and harass and harass and threaten and menace and pester and threaten and do you really think people are stupid? Because I'm here to tell you, they're not stupid. They get it. You might not get it. You guys might be slow. They're not. Everyone else gets it. They know exactly what you're doing. It's not setting well, so we get information and you can't. Your crime is hideous. We can get information and you can't. Those are the results. We're meeting our goals. Are you? Charles, you're creeping me the fuck out. So when you do that, please understand, when I quote you, that's you pissed everybody off, creeping me out. You need to get off your fat, lazy ass and go fucking work, pervert. And stop bothering everybody in Oklahoma. Nobody invited you here. Nobody invited you here. So, everybody know for the record, equal protection again, Mr. Consueler, against gender discrimination, sir, is very offensive to a whole lot of people with a whole lot of power. I can get information and you guys can't. I know exactly what everybody's working on that is done for my protection. Mr. Perry's trying to commit another crime against me that would harm me. To frame me for a murder, I don't even know who it is or what it is. Okay? We heard about it tonight. Y'all had a meeting. And then Mr. Perry's typing in my phone. We're gonna thank me for the murder. Is Jim? Is it Jim? Is it Al? Is it your kids? Is it your mom and dad? Is it your family? Who's telling on me? And for that question right there, our shrink got an order signed that would allow somebody to investigate further. If you know how to ask the question, who told on me, then you know what you did was wrong. You're competent to stand trial. And fuck you. Why don't you leave everybody alone?